like anything that kind of makes itself into the like cultural zeitgeist, pop psychology, like there's a lot of very real truth when we say, don't compare. The grass is always greener on the other side. Like, I think we're pretty good as a society about talking about that because we get it. We compare, I'm not pretty enough. I'm not rich enough. I'm not this enough, whatever. But I think the part that we kind of need like a backstop is that when we're comparing relationships, you can compare your relationship to others in a way that's not helpful, and you can compare in a way that's helpful. So, like, I remember one time there were some videos going around where these girls were making these videos about how their boyfriends had made them like, I think they were calling them like boo baskets, where boyfriends had gone to Target and gotten made a gift basket of like cozy socks and a candle and a whatever and got it for them. And then people would start to talk about like, man, I wish I had a partner that did that. I wish I had a partner that did that. And I came across this video one time of this girl who was saying, here's my list of what I want in a partner. And I thought, well, this is good. We should have standards. But her list was like someone that makes me boo baskets, someone that does this, someone that does this. And they were really specific.
Oh, wow. It was following trends, internet trends.
And I remember thinking like, are there partners out there that like that is the natural expression of their care is like to go make a boo basket? Yes. And that's really sweet and really cute. But just because a partner doesn't do that specific expression of care doesn't mean that they're not being caring. And my joke was that I think I said, some of you sound like you're more interested in dating a sorority big sister than you are dating like a real life person. Like you just want someone to like decorate your locker.
Yeah.
And like that's not realistic. Maybe for some personality types it is. And if you are dead set on having just one personality type, okay. But you've really shrunk the pool there. I think that what we need to do is be comparing values. Because I've also kind of seen this go the other way, where I've seen, I think women in particular say, well, my husband doesn't, ever compliment me, but he always mows the lawn. He always pays the bills. And it's kind of like, ooh, wait a second, let's back up, right? Sometimes when you're looking at somebody else's relationship and you're going, gosh, I wish mine was like that, you're drawing a comparison that's unfair and you're not looking at what you really have. But sometimes when you're going, wow, my relationship doesn't look anything like that, sometimes that's the correct conclusion. Like sometimes the conclusion is, oh, there's something wrong in my relationship. I need to have different standards. I need to have conversations here. And the trick is really to kind of learn, how do I do that? How do I make sure I'm not just always like wanting something just because I don't have it? And how do I make sure that I'm not justifying really behavior that's not acceptable?
But how much of things are also sometimes unrealistic? The comparison with anyone's lives who are always, portrayed in a fantastic way online is, I would argue, harmful for my own life, because truth be told, no one's life is perfect and no one's partner is perfect. Neither are we.
I totally agree with you. And kind of along those same lines, like what we see online isn't real. It's not real, like what people are showing us. Like it's little snippets. And it kind of also reminds me of like I'm a huge romantasy reader. Like I love to read fantasy romance. And, when you look at your like book boyfriends and everything they do is perfect and everything they do is romantic and everything they do is, and you can kind of be like, wow, man, my real life partner doesn't do that. And I remember telling someone one time, like, I actually have a partner that is incredibly romantic, that like writes love notes and thinks that like we're soulmates and does all these things. And like he still stinks up the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think we don't have like a realistic view about like what it's actually like to have a man like that, because like there's still boredom. There's still fighting. There's still, all of these other things. And so I think the key is this, and this is what I talk about in the book, is that when you see something and you feel that pang of envy, of like, I wish I had that, instead of taking that, quote unquote, on its face, ask yourself, what is that representing? So whether it's the boo basket or the love notes or someone who's really, doing whatever, what does that represent to you? And so if it's a boo basket, okay, what represents someone who is considerate? who thinks about what I like. Okay. So then if you're in a relationship, we want to ask ourselves, where do I see my current partner, or even friends really? Where do I see my current friend or relationship being considerate of my needs? And look for that. And sometimes you'll realize, oh, they like, so for my husband, he would never in a million years make a boo basket. But every time he stops at the convenience store on the way home, he buys me a red Gatorade because he knows it's my favorite drink. And he brings it home and I drink a third of it and then it rots on my bedside table. And then the next night he does the same thing. And he teases me mercilessly about how the fact I never finished them, but he still buys me the new one. And so that's not some big, huge romantic gesture. That's not, a gift basket with fuzzy socks. But I can find all of these examples of him being considerate. Sometimes you're going to do that exercise and you're going to go, wow, I'm struggling to come up with examples. There's no examples. And so this can be anything. This can be, wow, look how physically affectionate that couple is. I wish my partner was physically affectionate like that. Okay, well, what does physical affection represent? It represents, this could be different for everyone. Maybe it's romance, maybe it's connection. Maybe is it specific about public affection? Is it really about feeling like someone's proud to be with you? Right? Really drill down on what that means for you and then go looking for evidence of that in your relationship and see if you can find it. Because if you can't find it, maybe that comparison is kind of waking you up to something. If you can find it and you're going, well, then why do I still feel this kind of the grass is greener on the other side? Well, then maybe that's your work that you need to be doing.